Good evening. Ooh, I'm kind of late tonight, no? Hello, mic test. Mic test. Yes, that's doing well. Good evening, everyone. I'm a bit late tonight because I had to do stuff, but I wanted to be online because we're going to have a very busy Friday. I'm afraid I won't be able to go online tomorrow, but for tonight, yes, I want to be discussing with you something that I think we need to talk about. Green flags that you're working with an amazing team. We had a discussion before about green flags that you're working with an amazing boss. So this time, we're going to talk about amazing teammates. Is that cool? Gladiators in suits. How is everyone doing, by the way? Were you able to survive the typhoon? I hope you're all staying dry and safe. Wanted to share a story. So I was in Baguio City from Tuesday to Wednesday. When we went up, the typhoon wasn't yet there. It was just about to land. When we went down on our way back to Manila, we did it. We're safe, but I had a lot of moments going down, especially the first hour going down, when I thought to myself, should we continue going back and driving back to Manila? But thankfully, after an hour, the moment you reach Pangasinan, it wasn't that bad anymore. So we were able to do the entire trip back home for only 4 hours. So not so bad. How are you guys doing? Ronald from LinkedIn says good evening. She says good evening. First time to attend a live session. Excited much. Shout out, please. There you go. That's my shout out. Hannah also says good evening. Lauren says I'm with an amazing team. Ako lang ang toxic. At least you're self-aware, no? So, gladiators in suits, I'd like to ask you, what do you think are the green flags that determine? Oops, sorry. I have to open my TikTok now because I need to read your comments in another device. So tell me, what do you think are the green flags? That's going to be the topic for tonight. What do you think makes a team successful? Low attrition rate, if I should say. Low attrition rate meaning there aren't much people who are leaving and resigning. There's positive friction among each other. Positive friction meaning even if people end up challenging each other, challenging and raising some people's mistakes, it's not because they want to become a villain, it's because they want to make each other better. That's positive friction. I think that's what makes amazing teams. So, all of these things, I would love you to please write it down, type it in the chat box, and we would love to read your messages. Of course, along the way, we'll be answering 15 questions tonight that has anything to do with your career. So it could be about quitting your job, conflict with your boss, it could be conflict with a colleague, it could be tips for your upcoming job interview, but please specify which industry are you applying for so we can give you more contextualized answers as well. Or if you have any employment issues, obviously I cannot promise everything because I'm not a lawyer, but there will be some answers that not only I can share, but I think our audience members, the viewers, are also resource uh, speakers in tonight's session. So if you also have a piece of advice that you can give to someone who's raising that question, please don't hesitate to write it. Okay? This is not a monologue. This is a discussion after all. I just happen to be the one in front of a screen. But all of you have, I'm sure, capabilities of sharing your own thoughts, especially if you have worked in the corporate world for the longest time. Okay? So you guys are ready? As usual, if you notice, by the way, we're going to be giving away prizes, but this time our workshops at the SMX Convention Center will now be for our workshops on August. So if you guys look at Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, if you guys look at this part, you see that? This part is now new. It's now August 25 to 26. Folks on TikTok, if you guys are wondering what I'm talking about this part. So we have workshops that happen every month, every fourth week of the month, that are hosted by our partner venue, SMX Convention Center in Fort BGC, SM Aura. If you'd like to know more about our workshops, these are 3-hour workshops on public speaking, business writing, leadership, and also social media. Okay? What will I do? I'll be giving away free tickets to our workshops this coming August. 5 winners from TikTok. And then we also have 2 winners each on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. There's only one catch. I need you to share this live stream on your feed. Okay? I need you to share the live stream on your feed. Raquel on LinkedIn says, I want your books as giveaways. We actually have our books here. Okay, because I'm in a good mood. What I will do is that whoever wins, okay, the first person among all the winners who typed the fastest, I'm going to give you a free copy if you attend. And of course, you're going to be attending. If you win, I'm going to give you a free copy of our Everything Will Be All Right, signed by yours truly, which you can personally claim during the workshop on August 25 to 26. Can I get an exclamation mark? Does that sound cool with you? I hope that's okay. Yes? All cool? Okay, so let's start. I'm reading, by the way, some of the comments now. Comment here from Ryan Cabarlo, and he says, Green flags. If there is a give and take and brainstorming of ideas with healthy competition among your teammates, that there is a common goal, career growth. Yes. Can I get an exclamation mark if you guys agree? I agree. So people only wish what's best for you. People don't drag you down. People don't put you down. People are there being happy for your success because your success is also their success. People understand that not everyone can be promoted at the same time. So your teammates are happy if someone else got promoted, and rather than being envious, they get inspired instead, and they tell to themselves, wow, she got promoted. I want to be like that. I want to aspire to become like that. And they will ask for best practices on how she got promoted. I said this in one of my talks before. If you are a big fan of anime, like I am, I've always been vocal about it. Do you notice that protagonists in anime, whenever they see someone way better than they are, they don't get envious. They don't get mad. They get inspired. So if you see Shoyo Hinata in Haikyuu, whenever he sees another volleyball player who's way better or even way taller, he doesn't feel bad about it. He says instead, "Whoa, I want to be like that. Wow, that's possible." He speaks like that. If you watch Black Clover, and if you're familiar with Asta, who by the way is doesn't possess any magic, so you can just imagine how he will get envious with anyone who does have magic. He doesn't feel bad. Instead, he gets inspired. What can I do despite the fact that I don't have magic so that I can still become the magic emperor in the end? Right? That I think is a good benchmark. And that is what makes great, that's the true trademark of amazing teammates. Yes? Okay, let's read some more here. Green flag from Jean Salvador. Everyone is highly competitive and exert efforts in a friendly way, a contagious culture that promotes excellence. RD Ronquillo says, Green flags, you can express your feelings freely. They will validate your emotions. They make time for you. They seek your opinion before making decisions. I so agree with this. And that includes your manager. Some managers, which I think are the bad bosses, they will unilaterally make decisions because they will not trust any members of their teams. But amazing leaders, even if you have a lower position, will still consult you because they will not deny the fact that you might know something different or new that they don't know. Right? So RD says they support you, they express their feelings. Thank you. Thank you for adding that. Ellie on TikTok says this. It is a green flag if my current teammate does not compete for promotion and we don't have. Oh, sorry. This one's a question. And by the way, let's do a question now because I haven't asked a question yet. Ellie is asking, is it a green flag if my current team does not compete for promotion and we don't have a contract signing? It's a red flag for me if you're working for a company and no contract exists. Can I get a letter C? Gladiators in suits, if you guys agree. It's a green flag. Sorry, it's a red flag. Any employment, any agreement needs to be documented in writing because you'll never know if someone stabs you in the back and they will deny that there was any agreement at all. Okay? Carmelo on TikTok says, green flag when people are motivated, there are less resignations of people, there is a low turnaround, and they stay because they are valued. That's true. If there is any numerical, if there is any statistic that I should say is a marker of an amazing team, it's low attrition rate, low turnaround. Everyone stays in the company. And if you ask people around, how long are you in the company? And when they ask, as if you're interviewing them, they will say, I've been here for 15 years. I've been here for 10 years. I've been here for 20 years. You really know that these people are taking good care of the company. Okay. Rachel Ann says, green flag on Facebook. You hit the milestones and encourages everybody to eat lunch on time and support real work life balance. I will say this, I think it's a green flag when from time to time people eat lunch together versus every day people eat lunch alone and they don't care. Don't get me wrong. I think you should have your alone time sometimes, but you shouldn't be doing that on a daily basis. You want some socialization from time to time. You want people to oscillate together at the canteen, at the cafeteria, or on a Friday afternoon to go out for lunch and see each other and celebrate that the weekend is coming, for example. Oh, I like this. This is what you call a psychological safety. Anton Ventaja says green flag when it is safe to disagree and speak up. Can I get a letter D as in disagree if you're in agreement with this? If I have one of my top three green flags for amazing teammates, it would be this. When if you feel safe, you don't hesitate, you don't feel judged for raising your hand in a meeting and asking something or challenging someone's idea. You possess psychological safety. Okay? Okay, Ellie. Okay, let me answer this again. Ellie, question number three. John, is it a green or red flag if the team does not have any conversation about work? If 0%, I think it's a red flag because that means people have issues but don't want to talk about it with each other, maybe because they have grudges. If you cannot confide with anyone in your company about your issues with the company because you are afraid that someone might tell on you, that someone will report about your complaints because the culture is that you're not supposed to be complaining, I think it's a red flag. Uh, Sabdran on TikTok says, is it okay to not be entitled to leave at work? Question number four. Okay, I need to raise again the Philippine law here. In the Philippine law, labor law, okay? I'm for folks who may be coming from other countries, I'm sorry because I'm not familiar with your labor laws, but at least in the Philippines, if you are a regular employee, meaning after 6 months you've been regularized, or it depends on the company's regularization month, and you have spent at least 12 months in the company, the Philippine law requires an employer that you are entitled and you must be able to consume 5 days of leave, which we call in the Philippines as the service incentive leave, at least 5 days. If you're telling me that your company is giving you 30 days, 40 days, 20 days, better. That's optional. It's out of their generosity. But for any organization, for regular employees that have at least 12 months of stay, you are entitled to 5 days. Okay? Tetay is asking, Sir, I want tickets for tomorrow's seminar but haven't gotten confirmation. Tetay, it might be in your spam inbox, which is why you haven't received the confirmation. But this is a recording now. This is proof. So just come tomorrow and just register using the same name. that you gave in the portal. Okay? So I'm giving you permission. If people do not allow you to enter in our workshop tomorrow at the SMX Convention Center, show them this video. Okay? Or show them the screenshot. Tetay, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Carmelo Gutierrez on TikTok says, green flag when people feel that they are well compensated and they are well compensated even if they need to work beyond their scope of job. Sorry. Green flag when people work beyond their scope. That's true. You know, even if you're not being asked, you go the extra mile. You do things without being asked. I think that's a green flag because that means people are passionate about their job. People don't need to be told what to do because they care genuinely about their jobs. Don't get me wrong. Money is important. But I think when people do things without expecting that every little movement requires extra pay, I think you're in an amazing group of people. You're in the company of amazing teams. Okay. Content idea, Luis Perez. Hope you could share your love story to us. Love story with whom? My dog, Tanjiro. uh, that's in my book. Oh, that's in my book, huh? I have a chapter dedicated for my dog Tanjiro and how he helped me get through the pandemic, by the way. Sir, kayo po ba yung nasa Apprentice Asia show dati? Yes po, I am that person. And that's what I've been doing ever since I won the show. Okay, let's answer some more question. Robbie Quinto. Okay, let's answer this. Sir, why is it that in certain organizations or company, favoritism is always there? It doesn't go away. Okay, Robbie, I'm going to answer your question in two ways. One is to your favor, the other one is against your favor. The first one, I am going to challenge you and ask yourself if favoritism is always bad. Because I'm going to say that it's not bad all the time. What do I mean? If a leader or a manager notices that one of the employees has a very stellar performance, she goes to work on time, submits the report, gets the sales target achieved, and all these things. Can you really blame if this manager is going to have favoritism? At the end of the day, bosses likely have their own favorites. You cannot deny that fact. So when someone is a favorite of their boss, you might want to ask yourself, and Sally, thank you for the rose, by the way, on TikTok. If someone is their favorite, you might want to ask yourself, what is the reason why this person is the favorite of my boss? And if they are extremely doing well, I think you should let them. What should you do instead? Be inspired and say, I want to be like that as well. I want to excel. I want to do better in my line of work. Okay? I'm not saying that you should aspire to become the favorite of your boss. What I'm saying is, regardless if there are benefits to becoming a favorite or not, I think it's basic to always aspire for a better version of you. Now, here's the other part of it. What is a bad type of favoritism? It's when your boss treats someone in the team for a reason that has nothing to do with merit. Example, they're just best friends, they're the ninong, they were in high school together, they were batchmates when they applied for this company, and this person gets away with a lot of mistakes. This person does not get apprehended if they are late to work. That, I think, is a bad type of favoritism. So when that happens, either you have two options: you confront the boss, or number two as well, you ask your other teammates that you can confide your issues with and ask them, is it just me? Or are you also feeling the same way that it seems like boss is favoring Anna the entire time? I need you to make that validation first. Why? Sometimes it's your insecurity that makes you think that they're applying favoritism when in fact they're just not. So cover that part as well. If you think that majority of you and your teammates are in consensus that this boss really has a favorite, you might want to do a one-on-one talk, or you might want to talk to your boss as a group. And usually when you talk as a group, it makes the case stronger because it's not an outlier's perspective. It's everyone's perspective. Okay, here's another question. Question number 6 from Joe Gadayan. Jonathan, may I ask why does the talent acquisition or recruitment department of any company uses this statement? We will give you an update, and then after a couple of weeks they don't really respond to the applicant. Joe, the answer is simple. They just can't afford to do all the due diligence of having to notify the unsuccessful candidates. When this happens, usually, what the recruiter means is if you happen to be the successful candidate, we will notify you. If you're not, we will ghost on you. That's what they mean. If there are two, and don't get me wrong, I'm not siding with any party here, but I want to apply some sympathy, some empathy here. And that is if there are 2,000 applicants for this job, do you really expect that the recruiter is going to message one by one each applicant? They're not. Please remember, the ultimate role of a recruiter is not to give career advice to those who did not make it. Their ultimate goal is to give and hand over the job to the successful applicant. That is what they're measured on. Can I get an exclamation mark if we're all in agreement with that? So take it with a grain of salt. Remember, recruiters are also salesmen. They're salespeople. They're selling the company to you. They're trying to build a good reputation. They're putting their best foot forward, even if it's not the real, genuine treatment that they give to everyone. Okay? Sad, but true. And please don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger here. Okay, let's answer some more. Teles is asking, do you also offer public speaking courses? Of course we do. In fact, on Saturday at the SMX Convention Center. If you're interested, let me show you this one. So this one, jonathanyabut.com/talks. This is where the registration happens. And if you're interested, there's another batch happening on August. If you're not in Metro Manila and you cannot attend our courses, you can register and enroll in our online courses instead. Same website. It's here, johnyabut.com/talks. Okay. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, you see this one? That's also where you can capture all of our talks. Okay, let me answer this. Do you think, okay, Great Sepanton is asking on TikTok, question number 9. Do you think it needs law to compel a company to give a complete experience to all applicants? What does that mean? Your question is very promising, Sepanton. But what do you mean by complete experience? What does that mean? Okay, I'm happy to answer your question, but please type it again and complete your question. Okay, Chris. Chris has this question which I've answered many times, but it's one of my favorite questions. For those who have not heard it yet, let me answer it for you. Zeke is asking, Chris is asking, how do you handle a Gen Z or a Gen Y or a millennial? Is there a feeling of entitlement amongst them? Okay, the number one trait that I'd like everyone to consider is that biologically, your brain has limitations when you are young. And what is that? This part of our brain, assuming you can see the inside part, we have what we call as the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is that part of our brain that's responsible for rational thinking. It allows us to tame our emotions. So, for example, that part of the brain is responsible in which if you are talking too loud, the brain, that prefrontal cortex is going to tell you, John, don't speak too loud. Other people need their quiet and peace. You're disturbing them. Okay? That rational thinking makes you think of other people, that it's not just about yourself. Here's the problem. The younger you are, your prefrontal cortex is not yet fully developed. In lieu of the prefrontal cortex, instead, it's the amygdala that works on decision making. And here's the problem. The amygdala focuses more on emotions, focuses more on animal instincts. So that means that younger people have a less propensity to think about their surroundings. They have more propensity to think about themselves. Can I get an exclamation mark if we're appreciating that? What does that mean? It is very normal that when someone is young and they're doing a job interview, they will often be after the salary and after the perks and benefits rather than asking questions such as, what can I do for the company? Okay? That self entitlement is what you see with youngsters. And if you're an adult, you were like that before. If you're 50 years old right now, you were like that when you're 20 years old before. Okay? Which is why if I was the leader and I see my people like this, I will not 100% blame them for being like it because they are acting their age. Now, what do I do? That's where mentorship comes into the picture. Your goal now as a leader is to help them realize that this is not going to work out right for them, that they need to mature more, they need to mature fast, and that they need to wear a corporate hat. It's not just about yourself, it's about the others as well. Okay? So, quickly, that's the first thing. Of course, I can't do a 1 hour workshop about how to manage millennials. We do that for private clients if you're interested. But easily, that's the first thing that I will say about managing youngsters uh, in the workplace. Okay, gladiators and suits. I'm halfway through my questions now, so I think I'm ready to give away prizes to our participants. Can I get a letter P as in prize if you're all good? I would love to see your answers. Letter P, please. So, what's the mechanics? What are the mechanics here? I'll be asking a trivia question. Pabilisan po ng kamay. The first person who gets to answer and type it in the chat box is going to win our 4 workshops. You get to attend all 4 workshops at the SMX Convention Center. TikTok folks, if you're wondering what those workshops are, I'm displaying it here. It's this one. Okay. And folks on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, it's this one. You see that? This one. That's the workshop. August 25 and 26 at the SMX Convention Center. Leadership, social media marketing, public speaking, and business writing. Each workshop is 3 hours. Each workshop is worth 1,799 per participant. So I'll be giving away 5 free tickets for TikTok, 2 winners on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Okay? Now, here's the catch. You should have by now shared this live stream on your feed. Why? If you have not shared it, you will not be eligible to join our contest. Okay? So I'm going to give you a few seconds. Please do that now. And while you are sharing this live stream, I want to remind everyone, if among all the winners, you are the first among all the participants, please approach me when you attend the workshop because I will give you a free copy, hard copy of our book signed by yours truly. This is Everything Will Be All Right. And we focus on leadership, career management, mental wellness, work life balance, and the like. Okay, please share. Thank you. I see that now, finally. So, what is the category for tonight? Category is. Okay, I'm gonna feel geeky about this. Can we do history? Specifically, can we do Philippine history? Is that cool? Yes. Raquel is asking how to share here in LinkedIn. There is an arrow that moves to the right side. That's the share button. Okay? So history. Fastest fingers win. Here's my question. During the time of Spanish colonization in the Philippines, okay, what do you call? Are you guys? I like how people are like Teds. What do you call native? What do the Spaniards call native Filipinos? Okay. What do the Spaniards call the native Filipinos? Okay, I'm gonna give you a few seconds for this. Wow, you guys are so fast, huh? Okay, so here's a clue. It's not mestizo, it's not creoles, it's not peninsulares, it's not sanglay, right? If you remember your history, the correct answer is, oh, I gave you the easiest one, huh? The correct answer is Indio. Okay? Indio. Okay, so let me first call out the winners. May mga Indios ba tayo dito? Oh, mga Indios, ito na ang mga winners, ha? So, first winner on oy, wait pa pala muna. Who is my first ever winner among all the other winners? In my chat box, I'm checking it out here. My winner is which platform tayo? I'm looking at the timestamps. Okay, my winner came from Facebook. Okay, my winner came from Facebook, and my winner is so this winner is gonna receive the tickets for the four workshops plus a signed copy of yours truly. Winner is Sheila Gonzalez. Congratulations, Sheila Gonzalez. Congratulations. Now, let me first start with the winners on TikTok. Winners on TikTok are EJ Katamora. Second winner is okay, wait, nawala yung ating okay, second winner on TikTok is Mary Jane Veloso. Congratulations. Mary Jane Veloso. Third winner on TikTok, Chi Finds. Chi Finds. Fourth winner on TikTok is Dusty. Dustee. And finally, the fifth winner on TikTok is Sam Mercury. Okay, congratulations, Sam Mercury. Congratulations to our five winners on TikTok. How do you claim your prize? Send us a private message. Ay, hindi pala, sorry. Not private message. For those who have won on TikTok, here's how you claim so that it's easier for me. Okay, see this one? TikTok folks, please claim your prize, johnyabut.com/free. Please go to this portal, leave your email address, and we are going to give you confirmation afterwards. Okay? Claim your prize, johnyabut.com/free. Okay? Ooh, okay. O sige. Josh is contesting my winners. Josh, it's in my chat box kasi. So, una ko nakita. But sige, because, ay, oo nga, okay, okay. Josh, actually, you're correct. Thank you for correcting me because I missed out your name. Josh Suarez, also on TikTok. Sige, we're also gonna give you that prize as well. Thank you. Okay, winners now. Winners on Facebook are the following. Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Amiel Tristan Gonzalez, congratulations. Second winner on Facebook is Fiel Hernandez, congratulations. And then our winners on one more winner on YouTube, Al Sherwin Yo, congratulations, Al Sherwin Yo. And then LinkedIn winners, Jonard Anasarias. Congratulations. Last LinkedIn winner is Raquel Bonete. Congratulations also. Raquel Bonete. Okay. Okay. We're going to ask more questions in the future sessions. If it's your first time to join us, we usually do our live stream every 9 o'clock every day. Okay. I'm not confident to say every day because I don't do it diligently, but as much as I can, I do it every day. So please, if you have an opportunity, catch us and join our contests again next time. Okay? So all the winners on Facebook, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, how do you claim your prize? Please claim your prize by clicking on the link that I am typing right now in the chat box. Okay, there you go. O, ulitin ko yan na para makita niya ulit. Charles Tamargo, where did you study in college? I finished economics in 2006. Now I'm revealing my age. In 2006 in Diliman. That's the University of the Philippines in Diliman. Okay. Okay, let's continue the questions now. Let's do the second part of the workshop or of the live stream. Okay, I have a question here. This is a question on TikTok. Okay, not related to our topic, but let's answer this question from TikTok. John, okay, long question to has a TikTok, but let's answer it. John, I owe much of my career to my boss. She promoted me twice in the past 7 years, but I am in a crossroad that another company is inviting me to join them. Good salary, be able to work abroad. Okay, wow, that's a good opportunity, by the way. And all these things. How can I say yes without hurting the feelings of my boss? Okay, number one, I think you should celebrate because this is a happy problem. Not everyone is given an opportunity to, be at the height of your career, and yet so many other companies are looking for you. Okay, two answers here. Number one, if you really have an amazing boss, and even if you owe much of your career to this boss will never be insecure to let you go. Why? Because they know that if you're asking and needing greener pastures, and the only way for you to secure that greener pasture is to get out of the company and move on to another company, they will be happy for you. Can I get an exclamation mark if you guys agree? Yes? Diba? Great bosses, even if they have given you so much, at the end of the day, they will not take it personally. At the end of the day, it's a job, it's a transaction. You should not feel pressured that you owe your life to them. I want to become that leader. I don't want my people to feel indebted to me. Because at the end of the day, if they were also spectacular in their line of work, it's a two-way street. I gave you your promotion because you deserve it. In return, you did something good to help our team progress. All is fair. It's not a one way street. Okay? That's one. Number two, at the end of the day, you have to tell it to your boss. And you need to spend time, a heart to heart conversation, and give them a proper idea why you are leaving the company. Be clear. Expect that perhaps if your boss really loves you, they will counter offer, but you also have to decline the counter offer if you need to and explain to them why the counter offer is not an option that you will take. And you will say, it's not an issue. Boss, unfortunately, I do appreciate all the opportunities that were given to me. I appreciate everything you've done for me, but I will not be able to move forward and I will not be able to take on bigger challenges if I don't get out of this current pasture. I would love to explore greener pastures in this case. Okay? Explain it. Take the time to say it with authenticity, with care, and still at the same time with gratitude and grace. That's how your boss will appreciate that even if you're moving on, you're still taking a piece of them with you. I know it sounds cheesy, but that's a good way on how to make them feel good about themselves also. Okay? Um Ella, okay, let's answer this. This is question number 11. Ella Gonzalo asks, John, I have a question. How does the company balance the preference for a highly competitive leadership style, which seems to be appreciated by the bosses, with the potential negative impact it may have on the well being and morale of the staff who may not share the same enthusiasm for such a competitive work environment? Okay, Ella, I'm going to simplify your statement because it sounds complicated. I think what you're asking here is what do you think of companies whose culture is that it the company promotes a cutthroat culture, a dog eat dog world culture wherein matira matibay, meaning whoever spends the most time in the office gets rewarded. Whoever says yes to everything that's asked is the one that gets rewarded. Right, Ella? I think that's what you're trying to ask here. So, how should the company manage that part? Well, number one, it all starts with the culture of the leadership team, because the leadership team, meaning the president, the vice president, the bosses, they get to decide how people are rewarded and which people are going to be rewarded. So if they will keep on rewarding the people who will push the stress level of people, it only means one thing. That's the route that the company wants to go to. Okay? So I think this is not even a question of balancing. It's a question of, do the people on top making those decisions, are they willing to make that balance, knowing that if they push their people too much, their people will break? Okay. Now, if you want me to be practical, how do you balance? I think that the management team must have a balanced set of leaders. There are competitive cutthroat leaders, but there are also leaders who appreciate work life balance so that when they make decisions, they can cancel out each other or they can make a healthy debate. That's one. Number two, I think that the management team will never realize that their people are stressed if the people themselves do not vocalize that they are stressed. Can I get a letter A as an amen? Do you agree? Sometimes managers are just blinded. They will keep on pushing you if they don't think that no one is complaining. So if no one is complaining, they might think that it's just okay to do it. Remember, bosses have higher thresholds. They have higher thresholds for stress. They can push themselves further. Their people can't. And so sometimes they assume that their thresholds for stress are similar to the thresholds of their people when it's not. Okay? So speak up. Do a heart to heart talk. If you can, talk to your HR. And if you can, don't speak alone. There is always strength in numbers. Gather other allies in the company who also feel the same way. And when you start talking to your manager or to HR, talk to them as a group, because this means that this is not just an exemption, it is a universal feeling that everyone is experiencing or struggling with. Okay? Jelai on TikTok is asking, Jelai is asking, how do you handle a boss that has a different leadership belief than you? Okay, question first. Is it a good leadership belief or is it a bad leadership belief? Regardless if it's good or bad, if I may share my personal experience, the way I take it is I see someone who's different than I am as an opportunity again to tell myself, because I have not been exposed to this type of leadership style, what's good about it that I can take away with me and can remind me and say, my way is not the only way. I realize that there's another way of doing it. And this boss is telling me, teaching me how to do it. Sometimes we feel alienated that when something is not similar to our philosophy in life, we panic. Can I get a letter P if you realize that? We panic. Oh, that's not how I do things. You feel uncomfortable about it. But I want to highlight this. Sometimes all it takes is an exposure of 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. And the more you get exposed, the more it becomes normal. And you no longer think that it's a bad thing as well for you. Okay? Okay, Roa Loha. Congratulations. Congratulations. Sorry. Thank you for the gift. Congratulate talaga eh. Okay. Crazy Creative is asking on TikTok, John, this is my first corporate job and I'm in an agile mindset workplace. I'm having a hard time adapting. My question, Crazy Creative, is what is your question? Okay, specifically, and tell me what exactly is it are you having a hard time adapting with? Okay, Kin is asking on TikTok, a company full of foreigners in the leadership team, is it a green flag or a red one? I think it's both. It's a green flag because that means likely this company has a mother headquarters abroad and it's owned by a foreigner. So it's a green flag. Why? They want to make sure that the culture and the values of the company where they came from are the same values that will be espoused in the company. So they're very hands on. I think it's also a red flag because if everyone is a foreigner and there is no representation from the local culture, such as the Philippines, then their decisions are not grounded according to what the Filipinos may like. It may not be pro Filipino employee. It may also make them blinded on what will make a product or a service sell because they don't understand the local culture, the local markets. So it can be both. So ideally, you should have a good balance. You have foreigner leaders, but you have a lot of local leaders in the organization also. Okay. Is it considered a red flag according to Ruth on TikTok if most of your teammates are filing a resignation? Of course, it is. And the reason for that is because likely they're not enjoying the company. They have learned something that you don't know. Okay. Again, attrition rate is one of the important markers if a company is doing well or not. Okay, Raquel, I'm typing in the chat box the link on how to claim your prize because you said that you haven't seen it yet. Okay, who else? Oh, sorry guys, a lot of questions have been buried kanina, so I'm trying to dig. Floor Cam, thank you for the rose as well. Okay. My World Choice San is asking this question. What's your opinion, Jonathan, about making friends at work and how can you establish healthy boundaries? I think it's important to make friends at work. Ruth, by the way, thank you for your gift. I think it's so important to have friends at work. Why? You're a human being. You will not be able to do things on your own. Teamwork is always part of the job. And even if your tasks are all about one person only, at some point, you will be needing someone's help and you will need some friends who will do that for you. Plus, you need friends that you can hang out with when you need to unwind from stress. Remember, if you're working, regardless of your shift, you're spending 8 hours of your life every day in the office. Isn't it logical to have at least someone that you can confide your feelings with? Whether it's a feeling of being stressed, being happy, being celebratory, whatever feeling that is. Okay, I think it's important. How do you make healthy boundaries? Just good enough that you can share personal information for you to trust each other, but not too much information that you can get away with each other's mistakes. So, for example, if you're too close with each other, that person might end up abusing and taking advantage of your kindness such that they will pass on their job to you. That's not the kind of boundaries that you want to keep. Okay. Okay, let's answer some more. I think I have two questions left to answer here. Okay, question on YouTube this time because I haven't yet called out an answer a question on YouTube. Okay, question is this. John, speaking of green flags, do you think it's a green flag or a red flag if the company has too many reorgs? 3 months ago, they created a new department. Next week, they are going to dissolve that department again. Paulit-ulit na lang, paiba-iba ang positions. Okay. I want to throw this question first to the participants. What do you think? G, is it a green flag? Or R, is it a red flag? If the company has too many reorgs and it happens frequently. Could you please type? My answer here is it can be both, but I'm more veering to the side of red flag. Why can it be both? If a company does a lot of reorg, it means that the company is dynamic. They are open to change. They are open to evolving constantly so that they can keep up with the landscape and with their customers and with competition. So that's a good thing. I do think, however, it's a red flag because there are companies wherein they forget that changing too frequently and too many times not only confuses your employees, it also disengages them because, number one, they don't have a sense of stability and predictability of what they're going to do. They're always up to their toes thinking that I might lose my job next month. So why bother giving my best? Magkaka-reorg na naman eh. Lilipat naman nila ulit ako at baka hindi ko gusto yung boss ko. Or a reorg might mean that I will be part of the redundancies. I will be given an offer to quit my job, for example. So that's not always a good thing. Plus, when you do frequent reorgs, the relationship of the employee with the manager becomes too short. It only happens for 3 months, 4 months. That's not enough to build trust. That's not enough to make the person think that if I do well, I will be promoted. You know, when I was young, I hated it when I got moved to a different team because if I have already installed my flashes of brilliance to my boss for 1 year, dapat nakatake note na yun for 1 year. But if you move me now to another boss a year after, that means I have to start from scratch again. Can I get an exclamation mark if you can relate to that? So change is important. Change is good, but too frequent, too many unpredictable changes happening, it's not good for your organization also. I think that is more of a red flag. Okay? Okay. Shall we answer our last question? Team, I need to close this now because I need to be early tomorrow for our workshop. I'm going to be up by 6. Plus, I have scheduled a home massage happening in 30 minutes so I can go back to sleep early. Okay, so let's answer this. Oh, someone's asking again. Nemia on Facebook is asking, John, when is season 3 of your podcast? Malapit na po. Promise, we're gonna announce that end of August. Uh, I will I will say that this season 3 of our podcast, it has a lot of guests. It has a lot of people involved in it. Okay. If it's your first time, by the way, to hear about our podcast, please catch us on Spotify. The podcast title is From Grit to Great. That's actually the name of my first book. It's the same title as well. We talk about careers, we talk about quitting your job, we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about managing your success. Okay? So please catch us. We hope you give us a listen and please give us reviews and ratings. That's the best way to help a podcast become more popular if it has more ratings on Spotify. Okay, okay, last question. Let's cover this. Okay, I like this one from Fedge on TikTok. How do you handle coworkers who is more experienced than you in terms of the role that you are handling? Number one, again, depending on their personality, I don't get envious if someone is better than I am. I get inspired because that means I can siphon all of their best practices. And it's like I'm in a buffet. I can learn something new. I can learn from this person. I can ask a lot of questions from this person. So I treat my perspective like that. Okay. However, not everyone is like that. And sometimes your colleague, when they're so good and they're so smug about it, don't care about your mentorship and don't care about you. And sometimes they will even bully you. So, my recommendation is you might want to keep your relationship with this person at a civil minimum level and look instead for other coaches or mentors or people that you can hang out more with. Focus your attention there instead. Okay. Now, I'm gonna stretch this. What if you happen to be the boss? You're the boss, and you cannot deny the fact that one of your direct reports is really so damn good in what they do that a part of you feels, I think that guy is even better than I am. How do you feel about that? What will you do? Two things. Number one, yes, one of your direct reports may be so good or even better than you, but please do not let this affect you to the point that you will question your own skills. Please take note. They may be good in aspect number one, in department X, Y, and Z, but you also are good in other things, and that's the reason why you are the leader. They may be good in public speaking, but they're not good in leadership. They don't possess maturity to become a leader yet. Remember that. Because when you remember that you are worthy of the position, you will be more confident to take on the position. Okay, that's one. Number two, if the person is so damn good in what they do, let them. Their success is your success. If they reach their sales targets, you will eventually reach also your sales target because their sales targets are your sales targets. I will maximize them. I will even push them. And I will tell them, John, you're so good at this. I want you to lead the team. I want you to mentor your other teammates. I want you to coach those who need your help. I want to make the most out of this person instead. So treat the person as an amplifier of your performance, not as your competitor. Okay? Ooh, let me answer this quickly. Ruth on TikTok is asking, how can I improve my grammar lapses in English speaking? There is no substitute to practice. Repetitive exposure again and again and again is the only way to be good in a language. Also, surround yourself with other people who speak good language. If you're talking about English, surround yourself by staying longer on a Friday night, talking to people who are good in the English language. Likely, their skills are going to rub off on you. And you get to see the benchmark of how really good, how people who are good in English speak. Okay. Okay, Roel is asking, what's the brand of your mic, if you don't mind? I have two microphones here because I have two devices. For my laptop, for my Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, that's Lenso. This is only around 2,000 pesos. You can buy this in Canon stores. And then my other one, I am using a Holyland. This is for my TikTok. I think it's only 11,000 pesos. There are cheaper versions, I think 5 or 7,000 as well. Very happy with both microphones, by the way. Okay, gladiators in suits. I have to leave now. But thank you again for the energy. As I always say, I'm only as good as the energy you give back to me. So I hope you learned from our session. Tanjiro just heard that I am going to say goodbye now. So I think, have you guys missed Tanjiro, by the way, my dog? Let me bring him here and let me show him to you. Okay, come here, Tanji. This is Tanjiro, by the way. He's shy. He's a mix of a German Shepherd and a Dachshund, by the way. Okay, let me put you down now. Okay, I'll see you guys probably either this weekend or Saturday. I'm not sure. But tomorrow and Saturday, we're going to be full day, 8 hours of speaking for me at the SMX Convention Center. So we hope to catch you in our August sessions. If you are not attending this month, we're going to be giving away some prizes for August. If you also are interested, talk to your HR, talk to your teams, and ask them to send you to our workshops. That's in Fort BGC in SM Aura. You can go to our website, johnyabut.com. TikTok folks, that's the link. Okay, July 28, 29 is happening this week. The next batch is August 25 and 26. Same thing also for our Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. This one, you see this one? That's the link to our website if you'd like to catch our workshops. Okay, thank you. Stay safe, stay dry. I think the typhoon is finally getting out of our area of responsibility. and make the most out of your weekend. Always aspire for a better version of you. Bye, guys.